We salute the Deputy Superintendent of Police Security, Mohammad Ayub Pandit, who was murdered in cold blood by mob outside a mosque in Nohata last evening. Fareed on the phone line with the latest. Fareed, we've lost another brave heart, and this time this is another Kashmiri who's lost his life, and for whom? Protecting those who don't even believe in the idea of India.
Yes, absolutely shocking incident, something that could really have been avoided. A very senior officer, it seems, was deployed to secure the periphery and the mosque. Obviously, there would be no other reason but to protect Mirwais. There seems to be some kind of a covert plan as far as the security wing of the police is concerned, to have their men outside the mosque and keep a tab on what's happening, just to ensure that there is no threat to Mirwais' life. Now, this DYSP was posted there, and it seems that somehow the youth, the mob there, got an inkling of the fact that he was a police officer, and then as they confronted him, as they tried to check and ascertain his identity, it was at this time that things got bad. It seems that the officer got panicked, and then in that he opened fire at the mob, and that was enough to trigger unprecedented violence and scenes, brutal scenes wherein he was lynched, he was beaten, he was dragged, life was sucked. So this is absolutely shocking, deplorable, condemnable. No words can really are enough to condemn this. Now, right now, replaying ceremony happening in Srinagar District Police lines. Top officers of the police and district administration, all of them are here to pay their last respects to the departed soul. He was a very senior officer in the sense that he had many years of duty behind him. He had joined the police as a sub-inspector level officer, a direct recruit, and then after that, obviously he had risen to the ranks of DYSP. He had served at various places, and right now was part of the security wing of the J&K police. A lot of questions that the Member Mufti government and police needs to answer as to why he was deployed at the very first place in a very dangerous and sensitive area without any backup plan. Now, there was no one to protect him, and once there are people in thousands, obviously the lynch mentality comes in, the mob mentality, and then it seems it was free for all. He was killed there and then in a very brutal manner. So why was he deployed at the very first place? Why was he deployed to secure Mirwais? Obviously,
जो स्ट्रैप-ऑन्स ग्राउंड पे लिट हुए थे, जो एयर में लिट हुए थे, वो सेपरेट हो चुके हैं करीब जी हाँ। PS1 प्रथम चरण भी विलगित हो चुका है यान से।
ISRO's PSLV C-38 with 31 satellite has actually this mission to actually put 31 satellites in the orbit is now underway as we speak. Let me go across to my colleague Shinjoy Chaudhary, who joins us on the phone line for more on this. Shinjoy, give us more details. This is going to be yet another historic launch by ISRO.
Yes, this is a polar satellite launch vehicle, and as you rightly said, it will launch 39 satellites, including 29 very small satellites from different countries. This, of course, is in Sriharikota, and this has just begun. What we've heard is that this has a total payload of about 1,000 kilos, and it has launched 100 satellites once, over 100 in February, ISRO, and this one will have 31. It's not the numbers of the satellites alone, it's also their weights, and these have 29 nanosatellites. Now, nanosatellites are very small, and in some ways they are more difficult to launch. So this rocket very clearly is a sign of very high levels of scientific progress. You won't be able to launch 31 satellites, including 29 nanosatellites, unless you were a very developed space power. The Americans surely can do it, yes. The Russians can do it, a few other countries can do it, but nobody else.
And now really India is also doing ability. It. But Shinjoy, if you could tell us the importance of this launch, what exactly is this going to help India with?
Well, first of all, India, there are satellites which deal with India's communication systems, India's information and broadcasting systems, India's television, India's communication. A lot of that really depend on India's satellite launches. And this will actually earn money for India. because there are satellites from different countries in the world, probably about 14 or 15.
Exclusive intel note that reveals a sinister Pak plot to target the temple of democracy, our parliament. Yes, after the dastardly attack in 2001, Pakistan has now unleashed another terror module tasked to carry out attack on Indian parliament. According to a highly classified intel note accessed by our editor internal security, Nikunj Garg, a 9-member terror module has already sneaked into Delhi. The 9-member terror module has 3 Pakistani nationals and for the first time, Pak terror module has 3 female fidains as well. Let's straight away go across to Nikunj Garg, who joins us live on this big story. Nikunj, this is huge. Give us more details. What does that intel note really say? The target this time again is going to be Indian Parliament.
Well, yes, at least that intelligence note very categorically says that the Parliament House to my left is the principal target of the this particular terror module, which according to this particular intelligence input that we have accessed and which has been circulated to the law enforcement agencies on 21st of on the intervening night of 20th and 21st. It says that at least 9-member terror module has infiltrated and their principal target would remain the Delhi's Parliament House. Remember, Parliament session is about to begin in somewhere around 3 weeks time from now, and according to the intelligence input, the terrorists have been tasked to strike somewhere between 20th and 30th June, which means that this intervening period that we are seeing right now, which also means that prior to the functionality of the Parliament House, because if the Parliament is in session and a terror attack is carried out at that time, Pakistan would obviously face very serious repercussions, which it faced last time also when India mobilized its entire army to the border under Prakram during Vajpayee's tenure when Parliament was attacked actually during a full session. So not wanting to take probably that kind of chance, they're wanting to attack the Parliament House in the run-up to the session. Another important point is that in the run-up to the session, the security levels at the Parliament House are not of that stringent grid that they are once the Parliament is in session, and nearly 1,000 MPs, more than 1,000 member of Parliaments actually from Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha are regularly present inside the House. Now, following this input, yesterday morning the Commissioner of Police Delhi called a special meeting of all his senior officers, assessed particularly the security and safety of the Parliament House, passed special instructions on the safety and security of the Parliament House, and today, as a matter of that increased and enhanced security grid, we can see that paramilitary forces, particularly the ITBP, which is tasked with guarding the outer periphery of the Parliament, has increased the security presence here.
Mufti is here. She's come to be part of the wreath-laying ceremony.
मैं ये बताना चाहती हूँ, जम्मू कश्मीर की जो पुलिस है, ये पूरे मुल्क में वन ऑफ द बेस्ट पुलिस फोर्स है. ये बहुत ही ज्यादा बहादुर हैं, बहुत ही ज्यादा हिम्मत वाले हैं, पर इस वजह से ये सब्र कर रहे हैं कि जम्मू कश्मीर में अपने लोगों के साथ डील करते हुए दे आर शोइंग रेस्ट्रेंट. पर जिस दिन इनके सब्र का पैमाना लबरेज होगा तो मैं समझती हूँ बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगी. I mean, our police is one of the best police force in the country. They are showing maximum respect because they feel they are dealing with their own people. पर how long, कब तक ऐसे चलेगा? अभी कुछ दिन पहले SHO, उसके साथ 5 पुलिस वाले, कल ये DSP को, ये तो कोई अपने काम से नहीं गया था. He was there to protect the lives of people. अपना काम करने के लिए, अपना फर्ज अंजाम देने के लिए गया था. मेरी लोगों से ये गुजारिश है कि ये बहुत ही शर्मनाक वाक़या है. जो लोग आपकी हिफाजत करने के लिए आते हैं, सब्र और तहम्मुल से काम लेते हैं, अगर आप इस तरह से ये सलूक उनके साथ करेंगे तो खुदा ना खास्ता अगर इनका सब्र जवाब देगा तो फिर शायद वही खुदा ना खास्ता वो पुराना वक्त ना आए कि आप सड़क पे जिप्सी देखते ही लोगों को भागना पड़ेगा. मेरी गुजारिश है लोगों से कि अभी भी वक्त है कि हमें संभलना चाहिए और हमारी जो ये पुलिस फोर्स है, ये हमारी अपनी फोर्स है, ये हमारे अपने बच्चे हैं, इनके साथ इस किस्म का सलूक जो है ये बहुत
Now, these are just visuals coming in of Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the BJP Margdarshak Lal Krishna Advani there, the Prime Ministerial candidate Ramnath Kovind and Amit Shah. We just cut to these visuals coming in just as he's gone ahead to file his nomination. Now, this is the update coming in that the Prime Minister is personally accompanying Ramnath Kovind. the former Bihar governor, now the presidential candidate and nominee of the NDA, who's gone in to file his nomination. Aditi Anantnarayanan joins us live. Aditi, the BJP might and muscle there as he goes in to file his nomination.
Well, yes, absolutely, Anand. It's a very strong message coming out from the BJP. We have in attendance all the NDA allies, all the leaders of the NDA allies. We have all the BJP chief ministers from across the country. We also have all union ministers and the parliamentary board ministers, along with the Prime Minister himself and BJP party president Amit Shah. In fact, the nomination process will begin shortly with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah and many of the top leaders of the BJP and the NDA being the proposers who will also be signing along with Mr. Ramnath Kovind. Now, this also comes a day after the opposition parties announced that Meera Kumar will be their candidate for the presidential polls. The BJP has been of the opinion that even though Meera Kumar is a strong face, but why was the opposition party waiting to announce the name? If they had the name of Meera Kumar in mind, then why did they take so much of time before announcing her name? They also accept that they are welcoming this kind of move because it's a part of democracy to have a contest. They are open for a contest, but as far as the number game is concerned, they do feel that they have already crossed the 64% vote share, which really means that probably this time around the BJP-led NDA, along with the smaller regional parties of AIDMK, TRS, YSR Congress and BJD, will be crossing the halfway mark. So today, the manner in which they are undertaking the entire nomination ceremony, the great pomp and show that is being undertaken by the BJP with all senior leaders of the BJP, all senior leaders of the NDA, all chief ministers of the NDA and the BJP across the country, all of them present for the nomination ceremony of Mr. Ramnath Kovind, also goes on to show the kind of might and the power that the BJP is putting behind Ramnath Kovind. They are extremely confident that this time around they will manage to cross the halfway mark, because remember, Anand, that before the smaller regional parties came out and supported the BJP-led NDA's candidate, the BJP was only 20,000 votes short of reaching the halfway mark. With the JDU, the BJD, TRS, YSR, Congress and both the factions of AIADMK, the BJP seems to be extremely confident. And yes, it's a rather big day for the BJP because they were the first to announce their presidential candidate, and the characteristics of Mr. Ramnath Kovind also suits the BJP because A, he has been non-controversial, he has had a vast political experience. For the past 3 years he has been serving as the governor of Bihar. He has an experience on the ground. He has struggled his way up to this particular level despite being from the Dalit community. So whether it is from the professional angle or whether it is from the personal angle, clearly Mr. Ramnath Kovind fits into the strategy that the BJP has set in place and put in place for the presidential.
Well, and we are given to understand Virender Sehwag has jumped into the Kohli Kumble spat, taking a jibe referring to the entire jumbo cricket war. He is posted on social media saying finger pointing has not got anything for anyone. He has also turned around and said, well, there you go at the top, you can see ungli pe nachao, and he says finger pointing has never got anything done. That's there at the top of your screens. That's the jibe that he has taken. Karishma now joins us with more. He's also thrown in his hat for the coach's job, but looks like he's not getting it. Karishma.
Well, yes, Anand, we have seen today Virender Sehwag taking to Instagram and not taking names, but, taking an indirect jibe as to what is happening in the entire Kumble versus Kohli issue. But what we're given to understand is with BCCI inviting fresh applications, Sehwag would not have as much of a smooth run as was being predicted earlier, the coach of the Indian team. But Sehwag there, coming out and saying indirectly that finger pointing has never got anything done. So taking a clear jibe at Virat Kohli and Anil Kumble, taking it out at each other in statements and in press conferences.
Exactly, and that's what everybody who met him told us outside as well, saying that there was many issues that were discussed. Of course, the farmers' issues, they were discussed about the rivers, interlinking of rivers, but not just that. Even if the issues were discussed, they were all discussed politically. How these things could have been solved by politicians, how these things can be solved in future via politics, and how a political party can play a huge role to ensure that these things happen for the people of Tamil Nadu. So there is no doubt that politics was discussed over there. and there is no doubt that there's politics still in Talaivar Rajnikant's mind as well, because all this while he was saying no comments and thinking this is probably the clearest ever revelation that Rajnikant would. Anand, if you closely watch that bite that he gave outside the airport, there is one particular journalist who questioned him, saying, all this while you were saying you will not discuss politics. Why are you discussing politics now? To which Rajnikant said, I've never said that. I've always said that I will discuss politics, but I'll only tell you when the decision is made and when the time is right. I will tell you when I will join politics.
समर्थन करने का निर्णय लिया है। हमारी पार्टी के जो एमपी हैं, एमएलए हैं, उन सबों से विमर्श करने के बाद पार्टी की कोर कमेटी में बैठकर इस विषय पर फैसला किया और यह फैसला सुविचारित है, लेकिन किन्हीं की कोई प्रतिक्रिया है उस पर मुझे कोई प्रतिक्रिया व्यक्त नहीं करनी है। लेकिन जो भी निर्णय है बहुत ही सोच समझकर यह निर्णय लिया गया है और उसके पीछे बहुत ही स्पष्ट हम लोगों की अवधारणा। हम ये मानते हैं और जैसा कि जब उनके नाम की घोषणा की गई और जब मैं माननीय श्री रामनाथ कोविंद जी से, जो हमारे बिहार के राज्यपाल थे, उनसे मिलकर शिष्टाचार में मुलाकात करके उनके प्रति सम्मान प्रकट करते हुए मैं लौटा था, तो मैंने उस समय वो बात कहनी थी। उसके पहले ही हमारी लालू जी से बातचीत हुई थी, आदरणीय मैडम सोनिया गांधी जी से बातचीत हुई थी और उसके बाद शाम तक श्री सीताराम येचुरी जी का भी फोन आया था, उनसे भी बातचीत हुई थी और हमने अपनी भावना से अवगत कराया था और हमारी भावना बहुत स्पष्ट है और वह यह है कि श्री रामनाथ कोविंद जी की जो भूमिका बिहार में रही है एक राज्यपाल के रूप में, वह सराहनीय रही है। उन्होंने